This is to the right. Moss and Reed will cross over each other. And I think, if I play this right, I can usually get Reed right there, baby.
He just broke 300 yards passing today.
It's been a long time since I've been able to do that. Wow.
What a throw.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome once again. Schu here, this time with an episode of Throwback Thursday, a series where I take you through some of my personal classic games, at least somewhat in chronological order. Now, this game today, Madden NFL 99, I know, I'm old, right? Madden NFL 99, it's probably a toss-up between this and SATA Off-Road Racing as to which one I actually purchased first as a youngster. Once again, like in SATA Off-Road Racing, I got this game through a book order form from the school, a Scholastic book club book order form. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if a ton of people have that experience of ordering games that way. These games were highly influential to me. I used to play, I think it was Madden 92 on my friend's Sega whenever we would go over there. But I never really had a copy or a game of my own to play. So this is the first real sports game that I ever played. I mean, SATA is a racing game, so that's kind of sport-ish. But as far as professional sports or anything like that, this is the first game that I ever really had much to do with. When this game released, is in typical Madden fashion, it released before the 1998-99 season, and it did actually get some pretty high reviews. I mean, 8s and 9s or 8.5s out of 10 on, I think, IGN and GameSpot. They both gave it great reviews. This is the first Madden game to use 3D polygons instead of sprites, I guess you would say. And it actually got pretty high reviews for its sound quality. If you remember from my SATA Off-Road Racing video, that was one of the things people said was terrible about that game. And if you take a listen to the hits and stuff, you can tell the difference between the two games. You do have to kind of put yourself back into this era. I mean, it's nothing compared to the sights and the sounds that we have in video games today. So you do have to set yourself back a little bit and go from there. For me, this is a huge nostalgia trip. I'm going to take you through some of the options, show you what the game is all about, and then I'm even going to play a franchise game. I'm going to get a franchise going just in case I ever want to throw this in on like a miscellaneous Monday, or if I just feel like throwing it in on a Saturday, Sunday if I get a chance, just for something fun, a little bit of throwback nostalgia for me, and a chance for you to get to understand where I come from in my gaming tastes. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick on the main menu. We don't have a lot of time before a demo starts. If you take a look, there is a playbook profile where you can actually create yourself a profile complete with audibles and play creation, which is pretty cool. You can create your own plays. This is something I'm going to have to do in the future a little bit because the standard running plays are a little bit, I'd say, difficult. Like the blocking just isn't there. And in the past, I recall creating some running plays with much better blocking schemes that were almost foolproof unless you ran right into the best defender on the other team. You can take a look at game options. We have your quarter length and skill level. There's only 3 skill levels. Pro is too damn easy. All Pro provides some difficulty, but it can be easy at times. Madden is impossible. When I tried on Madden not that long ago, I can't get out of the backfield. I mean, I can maybe get a pass off here and there, but the running game is impossible. The defenders move so quickly, and they run right to where you want to go. to me, it's the equivalent of playing an old game like Counter-Strike or something against the AI. And they're essentially aimbots. They know where you are, they know where you're going to go, and all this stuff. It's almost like the game, like the defenders know the play that you're running and they know right where to run to. And it's just frustrating. You can have injuries, commentary. Of course, we got the legendary Pat Summerall and John Madden, so I'm going to leave that commentary on there. I have to. You got fatigue, 2 different kinds of passing mode, normal or directional, trade deadline, player lock, coach mode. And then you have your penalty levels, and you take a look. They only have roughing the passer and kicker, personal fouls, face masking, pass interference, fair catch interference, which actually I'm going to boost that up because those never really happen. Holding, false starts, clipping, and intentional grounding. Go back real quick. You can go into the front office where you can do a lot of different roster moves, and you can even create players and a custom team. This is something that I've wasted a shit ton of time in when I was a kid. I think I'd spend more time creating a custom team than I did playing the actual game, especially because you used to be able to go into MS Paint and set up the details for the field logo, for the helmet logo, and everything else. And I spent a lot of time really detailing some helmets and stuff in Microsoft Paint. You can edit the roster where you can do some of the same things you could do there in the front office, but you can actually edit different players. And now I don't know who else might be different, but as you can see here, I went ahead and did a Moss fix. Yes, I am a Vikings fan. I'll just say that right now. And for some reason, because this game is released before the season actually starts, Moss is listed as number 18, and he was number 18 in the preseason, but once it jumped to the season, he changed to number 84. And for me, I don't remember the preseason of that year all that much. I don't even remember watching football before that year began. But that year was like, man, I got to watch every single Sunday. And so seeing number 18 instead of 84, it's just weird. And I don't even think his name is Randy Moss when you start the game. I think it's number 18. As you can see here, you can also look at the all-time records. And this, as I do have some plays that have happened that gave me some of the records. This is done, I think they did this in like a simulation sort of thing. This isn't real life records. You can take a look at the all-time records. That's what we just did. You can do remote play, although it's not going to connect to anybody. You can save load all your different information. You can look at the Madden Bowl winner. This is kind of a credit sort of a thing, and it just shows you who the Madden Bowl winner was way back when, and it talks a little bit about it. That was the 4th annual tournament. That's pretty interesting. Morris Chestnut, Boys in the Hood champion. It's a long time ago, and now we got a lot more champions. If you take a look at system settings, this is where it really shows its age. The detail settings, you get player and stadium detail, and you can have a screen resolution of 1024 by 768. Now, just to be sure, what I did before starting this recording was I actually shrunk my desktop down to 1024 by 768, which looks weird. You have like these huge icons on your screen. It's like if you ever uninstall your graphics drivers and then install the latest version. In between, when the computer's restarting and stuff, your screen is all weird and shrunk up and everything. Or shrunk down, I should say. You can do weather detail and shadows, sidelines, and audio quality. One of the things they got, as I stated before, high credit for was their audio quality. And I mean, they have sound effects, the announcer, the crowd. They do have stereo, mono, and Dolby Surround. since I'm wearing a pair of surround sound headphones right now, I'm going to try it out with Dolby Surround. Hopefully it comes through pretty good in the recording. And if we take a look at the controls real quick, especially if you're of the younger generation of gamers, I want to show you how nice games used to be. You had the option here between the keyboard controls or a controller. I have a Logitech Rumble Pad 2. I'm trying to remember when I got this damn thing. It was either 2003 or like 2005. I think it was 2003. I'm going to go with that. Maybe it was later, a couple years. But this controller has analog sticks, and at the same time, it has a little function button so it can disable the analog sticks in case the game won't allow you to use those, and then you can just use the D-pad instead, which is pretty cool. If we take a look, though, we're under the QB right now. You can audible, dive, snap pass, fake snap, throw away, view left, right. This is before the snap. You can pitch it, pump fake, and all that. If we look at receiving, you can dive, you can switch to the closest receiver, spin move, all that stuff. And I'll show you more of this under running. You can dive, you can speed burst, you can spin, you can hurdle, stiff arms, laterals, jukes. The beauty about these older games that you do not get in the new generation of, 2K, Madden. I don't know about the NHL experiences or FIFA because I haven't played any of those in years. But the beauty you get here is, oh, you want to do a spin move? Okay, press button 3. And you do a spin move. And it's pretty much all down to timing and then which way you're pointing your analog stick. Because if you're pointing your analog stick towards the right, the guy will spin back to the left and vice versa. There's none of this, oh, you want to do a spin move? Okay, well, take the analog stick, go to the right, and then spin it back around behind you to the left, and then release it to the middle. And if you don't release it in time, you accidentally do this other thing. And if you go the wrong direction, you do it. Games used to be so much more simplified and so much easier. And going from this kind of gaming to the stuff we have today, like NBA 2K, go at a 90-degree angle this way with the analog stick and then go that way and then pat yourself on the head and rub your stomach and jump up and down on a pogo stick at the same damn time, and you'll finally do this spin move you've been trying to do the whole time. I don't know how kids have gotten used to that kind of control system, but I suppose if it's what you grew up with, it's what you know, and it's maybe not that bad, but I'm going to stick to the simple. You can audible dive, you can do a power tackle, jump, and a line shift, swim bump, all that kind of stuff for your defense. Unfortunately, the one downside is the defense does not have a lot of options before the play gets started. Not like today where you can audible in and out of everything and you can really change things around. As I stated, I want to go ahead and start a franchise. I'm going to do full-on games, man. I'm going to do those 15-minute quarter games and see how it goes. One reason being because if you drop this down to 5 minutes, consider yourself screwed on any stat sheet. Because the AI, the games that are played by the AI, do not get shrunk down to the 5-minute length. They're still played at 15 minutes. So you might have a game where, oh yeah, you threw for 200 yards. Oh, that's great. Well, guess what? John Elway threw for 400 and Steve Young threw for 350 or something like that. It's ridiculous. You don't show up on any extended stats. So I want to be a stat whore. I want to show up. If I click start game, you can see we're set on a team select screen. Now let's pay a little bit of attention here as to what has changed over the years. You have the Bears Bengals, Bills, Broncos. You notice you don't have the Browns yet. They didn't come back in until 1999-2000. You have the Buccaneers, Cardinals, Chargers, who are still in San Diego, Chiefs, Colts, Cowboys, Dolphins, Eagles, Falcons, 49ers, Giants, Jaguars, Jets, Lions, Oilers. You don't have the Titans yet. And actually, we'll get to it, but I don't remember if the Oilers are in Tennessee at this point or if they are still in Houston. I'm thinking they're in Tennessee and they just haven't changed their name yet. But that's coming up. Packers, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, who of course are still in Oakland. Yes, that change hasn't happened yet, but in case you're watching it in the future, the Raiders are in Oakland in 98-99. Rams, who are still in St. Louis. Ravens, Redskins, Saints, Seahawks, Steelers, and Vikings. And you notice we don't have the Titans yet, obviously, because they're still the Oilers. But we don't have the Texans yet. And I think, is that it? Are the Texans the only team that's come in since 98-99? I mean, the Browns, obviously. I mentioned them just a moment ago, but, I'm going to have to look that up and maybe pop something on the screen when I get a chance. All right, we're going to be the Vikings. I'm a Vikings fan. 1998, of course, was a huge year. I'm not going to cry about how it ended. I'm going to say that the way it appears to me is that I did not pay attention to football. I don't remember paying attention to football until 1998. I mean, that was a huge year. Of course, we had an explosive offense and a dominant defense, and that just felt like every game, I gotta make sure I see this game, and I gotta get home or listen to it on the radio or this or that. And it really caught me on to football and the Vikings for years to come. I mean, I'm still a Vikings fan, not as huge as I used to be, because I'll be honest, I call myself an honest Vikings fan. And then what that means is I'm a fan, but I definitely understand, or I keep myself in check, I guess. That's what I should say. I keep myself in check because I'm a fan, but I know that they're the Vikings and they could be up by 40 at halftime and still lose a damn game. That's just where the team has always been, regardless of head coach, regardless of quarterback, defenders, whatever. We've just had that stigma, and I keep that in mind every game in and game out. Until that final whistle blows, I'm kind of going, I'm going to cheer, but I'm not going to get my hopes up, kind of a thing. All right, so we'll enter into that. Once that's all done, we come into the franchise year one screen. And this will show us the play week, if I were to take a look at that, which I will in a moment. Team schedule, which you can look at yours, and you can look at everybody else's around the league. If you take a look at our schedule, we'll see if we can replicate at least something the Vikings did that year. And that was they only had one loss. And that loss was Week 9 to the Buccaneers. Other than that, every single game was a win until the playoffs, of course. But like I said, I'm not going to cry about that. I still thought it was an amazing season, and it really kickstarted my fandom into football. And not even Vikings fandom. I should say, I watched a lot of other football after that, too. I always kind of had, from year to year, a favorite second team. For a while, my favorite second team was the Buccaneers, just because I liked their jerseys and stuff. And then for a while, it was maybe the Panthers. Trying to think of who else. The Jaguars. I used to like their jerseys and stuff like that, watch their games. Usually I was attracted by something visual like their jerseys or mascot, or maybe if they did have a great team, I'd watch them too. But I didn't really do that before this before this season. You can take a look at team standings and statistics, is what I was trying to say, the injury report, and league news. However, there's not going to be any information within those pages. So, because this is the game 1 of the year, so there's not going to be anything to look at. But we can look at the coach rating, and after each game, we get a nice little message in this text box up here, and then we also get an addition to our records down here. This time here it says, not everyone has what it takes to be a coach in the NFL. Good luck, which is a little dry. There was a better one here last time I tried this. And then we can take a look at the front office where we can trade players, sign players, release players. We can view the roster, and we can reorder the roster. Right off the bat, I am going to reorder the roster because there is a deficiency, I think, in my lineup, and that is at the end position. We have Stalin Colonnay, who's a 63 overall, leading at left end. Meanwhile, we have David Alexander, or Derek Alexander, I can't remember his first name, and Dwayne Clemens, both at right end, even though both of them are better overall than Colonnay. The one big advantage Colonnay has, if I look in the view roster, you can actually see their height and weight and all that stuff. He is a big dude. He was like 6'6", 370 pounds or something. I mean, these other guys are big too. They're right up there. I am going to go ahead and put Alexander up here, and then at the right end position, I will switch Clemens and Colonnay. So if we go ahead and hit the play week, we can jump down, take a look. The home team is always the bottom team, so that's how you can designate that. And I'm not 100% sure which time zone they're in or why it says 1:01 p.m. instead of just noon. I can't remember way back when if that used to say noon or if it's always been that way. The other games say 4:15 p.m. and then the night games say 8:20. So for some reason it does that. It's kind of odd, but we'll move on to the next screen. And here is where we can select our controller, of course, and then our playbook profile. So if we created any plays or any audibles were changed or anything, that would change depending upon which one of these profiles we picked up.
At the parking lot, and those fans have the right idea. Tailgate food has got to be solid. Big old meats, that's what you need. No salad, nothing low calorie or low fat or anything like that.
I was hoping we got that one. I miss the old commentary from those two. Surprisingly, they don't do a lot of commentary in this game. It's not like the Madden games today where the commentary is constant.
It's heads.
Home team, what should we do? Receive or kick? We got a pretty good defense. So if we kick, let's kick. Let's show them that our defense is going to kick their ass. All right, we got the legendary Gary Anderson set to kick off here today. Boom, hit it hard. Now you'll notice a little bit of a difference between the NFL today and back in '98.
1st and 10.
One of the differences being that kickoff, it's not as close as it is today. It's further back, so there's more chances of a run back. Oh, darn.
You know, Mike Allstott has a little swerve to him. Usually he runs over you, but I'll tell you, he can make a move on you, too.
I will be absolutely honest and say that one of the things that I love about the modern Madden games is the fact that they pick the plays for you. I am not a good play caller in the least.
In his 3 years at Fresno State, Trent Dilfer had 461 completions for almost 7,000 yards and 51 TDs. Those are big numbers for a 3-year career.
Let's do this strike, man. See what happens here. Bring everybody up towards the line of scrimmage.
Dilfer.
Ha-ha!
I'll tell you, you got to love John Randall. I mean, he paints his face up like he's a madman, and he goes after you on every single play. This guy never takes a play off.
All right, we got David Palmer back here, ready to receive this punt. Pretty much every time I receive a punt, I go return sideline.
Fair catch called for. 1st and 10.
If he would have kicked that a little bit further, we would have had a better chance at getting a run back, but unfortunately the blocking schemes are not the greatest in an old game like this. I called the quick slant. I'm hoping I can hit Moss right there out of the gate. Otherwise, I have Carter as an option. Oh, shoot. That was... Damn. Thought I had it.
2nd and 10.
He was double covered. I know. There's a lot of people going, what are you doing? He was double covered. But you can get the jump to the inside sometimes, and I thought I had it that time. Oh, shit. Woohoo!
Robert Smith had a couple years there where no matter what he did, he seemed to always get hurt. And that gave him a reputation as being injury prone. But I think when it comes to injury, you can't be prone to that. It just happened. And when it happens, it's an unfortunate thing.
I'm going to try this halfback streak. This is going to send Smith right up the middle. And Carter's going to be coming back along that outside. So I'm going to see if I can't get him there. Nope, I can't.
Johnson.
Oh, darn. I just wanted to let the AI try that one because
2nd and 10.
I didn't think I would have a chance at catching it myself. Sometimes I take control of the receiver to try to get that catch. Other times I pretty much know that I'm not going to have a chance.
Johnson.
There we go, Andrew Glover with the catch. 7 yards.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3. Let's try that quick slant again one more time. I could have gone for the QB woggle, but the quick slant a lot of times gets Moss open here.
Johnson.
Triple coverage.
You know, in his short career as a Viking, Brad Johnson's already in the Minnesota record books as one of their top passers.
Now, if I watched that replay, I probably should have gone to Smith out of the backfield.
1st and 10.
Oh, well. I did what I did, and I got lucky. We'll try this halfback lead. I do want to establish a decent running game, although it looks like they're stacking up like crazy on it. Hey, look at that. Oh, yes. I got lucky there. Got really lucky. If you take a look, this is one of the issues that I've never understood with this game. Should I just hold the run button or should I tap it? Because you notice if I tap the run button, you'll notice his shoulders continually dropping. So I'm just one of those things that's never been explained. After a scoring drive, you get a nice little summary here that you can look at real quick. And then you're greeted with the typical Madden play select screen. 3 plays. Now there is a way. I do recall, oh man, there is a way to select plays that are on the screen above or below. Might have to look that up. Might be on Game Facts FAQs.
1st and 10.
It's like if I'm looking at this screen here, there's supposedly a way I could select crash left, which is the left one, and then down one. But I don't recall how I'm supposed to be able to do that.
Second down.
So as I stated before, I am bad at play calling. And the worst part about my game is defense.
Dilfer.
I know kind of what you want to play, but not a ton.
3rd and 4.
I myself played football in 7th and 8th grade. And after that, I didn't play anymore. And despite watching football for many, many years since, there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't picked up on. Although I called a good play there, I think.
4th and 3.
So some of you more experienced football people might be watching this like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why did you call that play? But that's okay. We're just here to have fun. All right, we're going to get a little bit... Oh. Thought I would have had it.
1st and 10.
But he got off of that block pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to try something a little different. Is there like a quicker slot quick out? Let's try this. Moss is going to go to the corner over there. Uh-oh.
Johnson.
Oh, I just barely got that off. I thought I was a goner on that one for sure.
1st and 10.
All right, let's check a couple things here before we keep going on this. If I look at the settings, okay, we are still on All Pro. For some reason, I was thinking this felt easy, but it's not that bad. We do have different camera views, and this is what I wanted to show. We do have the Madden cam, which is what we're on right now. There's a classic camera, a sideline camera, a close-up cam, a Madden zoom cam, a helmet cam, and I know, in the past few videos I've done so far since starting creating content here, I've said that as much as possible I want to game in the first person. This is an exception. This is like the hardest thing to do in this entire game is play with the helmet cam. Like I could do better with the diagonal cam, I think, than I could with the helmet cam. We have an inverse cam and a blimp cam, and then that's it. And also with that helmet cam, if I go back out here, you can have any player on or off, and then you can have player lock on or off. So if you, say, wanted to switch to the running back and just do running plays with that camera, you could. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's difficult and interesting. We can also set our audibles, which I want to do right now. Like I said, I'm not the best at play calling, but at least if I know I have that safe play in the middle to audible to, I think I'll be okay. Go with the halfback sting. I want to try to get a running game established, as I mentioned before. Oh, shoot. I did that wrong.
John Lynch was actually drafted by the Florida Marlins as a pitcher, and he threw the first pitch in the history of the Marlins franchise.
Isn't that crazy? I never knew that stat. We'll try this quick slant play here. Get some air work established.
Johnson. Interception.
That was ill-advised. Very much ill-advised. That was completely my fault. God, I thought Carter would maybe break out of it, but didn't happen. That was stupid. So fucking stupid.
First and 10.
All right, let's get back to my poor defensive play calling. Oh, I thought I would have it right back with Ed McDaniel, but he just barely missed it.
First and 10.
We'll try this man press, just in case they get a running attempt here. I'll switch to Dwayne Rudd in the linebacker position here. Good job, Kelly Cooks.
Second down.
I'm going to go with the 3-4 and do something like Fox. As you can see, I kept John Randall as second on the defensive line. That's just because I like the idea of giving him a rest from time to time on a play or two.
Third down.
Also, Jerry Ball is a bit bigger of a guy to stack up in that. He's a bigger guy to stack up in the middle on a 3-4 defense.
Interception.
There we go, Corey Fuller. The interception on that one. I think I got it off the bounce if they do a replay. Let's take a look. Yep, I got that one off a bounce. That hit somebody's helmet or
10.
hands. We'll go with the halfback lead. Just try to shove it down their throats. They're going to audible. So I'm going to audible. But I'm just going to audible to that other running play to the left. There we go. Got myself a little bit of room.
Second and 5.
When I first saw this game in that scholastic order form, the funny thing about those is they always had the artwork that made the game look so much cooler than what it really is, or better than what it really is. I think they did have some screenshots on that one. I can't remember exactly.
First and 10.
The cool thing about these games is that fact that they did have, you know, an actual big box that you got when you bought it. Nowadays, you don't have anything. You just have Steam. Oh, I should have thrown it away. I am so bad at some of these plays.
With a pass rush like that, you're never going to get the ball off.
10-yard loss. That is totally on me. I was too busy talking. I should have stepped up so Smith could have kept that block.
Second and 20.
Second and 20. I want to... let's try the hook in. We got Moss over here. And then Reed goes streaking.
Johnson.
There we go. Nice long
Jake
pass
Reed
play.
played his college ball at Grambling, which means he played football for Eddie Robinson. And in Eddie Robinson, he's one of the greatest football coaches that ever coached the game.
That is one of the most difficult passes in
First
this
and
game
10.
because you can only lob it or let it drop. You can't, you can't drop it in like you can in the newer games. There's no, press this button to do like a soft touch pass or press that button to do this. It's basically hold the button and you lob it. Or hold the button and you throw a bullet, or tap it and you lob it. And you kind of really have to guess
2nd and 4.
how long you're holding things for. But as I was saying, one of the cool things about this old game is, of course, the box that you get and the artwork on the box, on the cover. Rondé Barber. And the artwork as you load up the game.
3rd and 4.
It's a 3D render that is not at all expressive of what's actually in the game. And it's just kind of funny that they do that, but oh no! No!
Warren Sapp
Knocked
is big
down.
and he's fast. And a guy his size isn't supposed to be able to move as fast as he moves.
All right, we are going to attempt a field goal. These things are difficult as can be in this game. You can barely move the thing left and right. Like that. And I still miss. Fuck me.
What the heck do they think? They're kicker Superman? There's no way they're going to make that one.
It was only 46 yards. It's just the fact that I didn't hit the power up all the way. It's so hard to judge. And especially because if you go past the top, it drops back down so fast. Oh.
This guy's a fun guy. He just has that twinkle in his eye. You know what I'm talking about? There's something special about Warwick Dunn.
Ooh, I almost got another one. Almost got another one.
3rd and 1.
So in talking about the artwork and all this kind of stuff, as I was saying, that's something that I miss with just buying a game on Steam or Origin or Battle.net or anything, is the fact that you don't get anything with the game.
Done. Flag on the play.
And sometimes you don't even really get the game because sometimes they don't work.
3rd down.
And the funny thing about this game is it works. It's, you know, as old as the hills. Meant for a completely different operating system.
4th and 10.
And yet I was able to put the disc in and install this game and play it no problem. Didn't have to fight with any anti-piracy crap. I didn't have to go into the config files,
1st and 10.
change anything. I didn't have to download any special program to help me run it, like Nglide or anything, which I've done for other games.
Johnson.
I don't know why he broke his route.
2nd and 10.
I should say I do know why he broke his route. And that's a goofy thing to explain. So
There's a flag on the play.
going to be a holding call. So this is going to get negated, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Number 86. Offense.
2nd and 20.
Let's go with the fullback dive on a 2nd and 20. Give Smith a little bit of a break since he ran all that way. There is an issue with the running the routes.
Evans.
Oh. For example, on a cutback route,
Third down.
Such as, oh, the one Carter is supposed to run here on wide receiver hooks. If you press it too early, they don't cut back. Your quarterback doesn't throw the ball really to where they are going. He more or less throws it to where they are. Oh, come on. How is that not pass interference? They pushed me out of the way.
Fourth down.
All right, time to punt. And at the same time, if the receiver is at the end of their route, they a lot of times just break off into something else, and it's confusing. Oh, don't tell me you got a holding call on that, too.
Number 62, offense.
Holding is just one of those things. You can call it almost every play if you wanted to.
First
And
and 10.
holding is one of those things in this game where, despite the fact that I dropped it down significantly, it does get called a lot. I don't know if that's just an issue this game had or what it is, but it gets called a ton of times.
Dilfer.
Oh, come on, McDonald.
Second and 10.
Let's go with the weak blitz on a 2nd and 10. Just in case. You never know what they might run for a run play or anything.
Dilfer. Third and 10.
3rd and 10. This is where I usually just switch to nickel and go to the dime plays. Or nickel and go to the dime. This is where I usually switch it into nickel and go with the man coverage plays.
Dilfer.
There we go. Jerry Ball got the sack.
Down he goes. Couldn't get rid of it in time.
Hey, you got to get that guy blocked.
And once again, we go for a punt return sideline. And the only reason this one works, I think, is because punt return middle, everybody's coming at you, and you can only get a few yards. You don't have any room to maneuver. Punt return sidelines, you get the initial streaker, but then you get at least some chance to kind of evade.
First and 10.
Although I haven't had a big opportunity yet. I'm going to try a quick screen. I don't know how this is going to go. A lot of times it feels like,
Johnson.
yep, he just gets pressured right away.
Second and 10.
So much for that idea. I'm going to try this flare pass, and instead what I want to do is go to Chris Walsh here, cutting in underneath.
Johnson.
Nope, it's going to be Moss.
When you get hit that hard, that just knocks some fluid right off the top of your head.
I wanted to go to Walsh, but Moss
First and 10.
had the advantage off of that. Let's try the split belly. See if we can't get some movement on that defensive line.
Smith. Second and 9.
Something that's really tough with the running in general in this game is simply the fact that you kind of have to, you got to hit your buttons at the right time. And that's kind of hard to describe. But essentially, when they're diving at you, you got to hit either the speed burst or the hurdle or the stiff arm at just the right opportune time.
If you can't control the line of scrimmage any better than that, well, you better have one tough quarterback.
If I were that quarterback, I'd be pretty upset with my offensive line.
Let's go with wide receiver deep. This is usually my go-to because usually you can hit Moss pretty deep, and Moss is pretty sure-handed. Although that's the end of the first quarter, so I'm going to have to go with that again. Unless I do something different. I think about the only thing I can do is that play. I'm just not that great at play calling and trying to figure out what to do. Because I always feel like you have to get that 15 yards on the catch itself. Otherwise, you don't get many yards after the catch. At least I don't. So there we go. Got it there. Nice little boop. Up to Moss. Catches it.
1st and 10.
Of course, I caught it for him, but one of those rare occasions where I felt like I needed to. We'll go with the fullback dive. Kind of mix it up here in the backfield. See, like that right there? I didn't have a chance. 2 guys diving. I was going down.
2nd and 5.
Now, somewhere... Oh, yeah, we have the halfback crash. And then when players are on the ground, you have to make sure you hurdle.
3rd and 1.
Because if you don't hurdle at the right time, if you don't hurdle at just the right time, basically it's like that guy on the ground does a shoestring tackle on you. I think we got it. I think we got it. Put those chains away. Just call it a first down. I can't tell. They're standing in the way.
First down.
That's right. That's right.
First down.
Now that's heads-up football. He knew exactly where the first down marker was, and he made sure he got across it.
Damn right we did. Let's go with the play action rollout to the left and see if I can't avoid a sack this time.
Johnson.
And, oh, thought I could avoid it. Thought maybe Carter would have had a block for that one.
2nd and 1.
Trouble is, the defense always stacks up pretty much the same. There we go. Whee!
Touchdown.
Dive into the end zone.
That's his 2nd rushing TD on the day.
That would not be possible if I was playing the Madden difficulty. Because in the Madden difficulty, the players, I don't know, the defenders just run faster than you. They get to the spot before you ever could. It's just frustrating. But we'll kick our extra point here. One thing Gary Anderson did not miss all year long that year. And you will also notice, of course, that these extra points are from like the 2-yard line, whereas today they're kind of all over the place. I forget what yard marker they're at. I gotta say, I like it better with today's model. I like that idea. I know that kind of sucks for the kickers sometimes. They catch a lot of heat for a miss. But I think overall it provides a little bit more excitement. A little bit more diversity to the gameplay.
1st and 10.
If you take a look at the ratings after a while,
Dilfer.
if you look at the statistics after a while in this game,
2nd and 10.
after a few weeks go by, you look at the extra points, and it's like there's maybe one guy that had one blocked, and that's about it. There's really no diversity there. There's no differentiation. between the kickers.
Dilfer. First and 10.
I understand they're behind and they're trying to get back into this game through passing, but I don't understand just why they don't run the ball.
Dilfer.
Well, that's one reason why they don't run the ball. Gosh, damn it.
First and 10.
But seriously, they got a damn good running game. Between Allstott and Dunn, they got a terrific running game, and they're just not utilizing them right now.
Dilfer.
Oh, come on.
That was a bullet. First and 10.
That was one of those odd plays where I hit the closest receiver button and thought they would have,
Dilfer.
or closest defender button, and thought it would have been McDaniel, but instead it was Fuller. And this time it was Fuller, which is good
Second and 10.
because I had a chance to knock it all down. But sometimes in games like this, you'll notice that. You think when you hit the switch person button, it's going to switch to a certain person, and it doesn't. It'd be really
Dilfer.
heartbreaking.
Third and 3. Dilfer.
Oh, come on. At least take him out before the end zone.
About 10 left in the half.
Here's where it doesn't really matter. They're probably just going to get a touchdown on me anyways.
Dilfer.
Almost. Almost. Jimmy Hitchcock broke it up for us. Short gain. They're on like the 1-inch line. How do they get a short gain? We'll do that blitz B where pretty much every gap gets filled up.
Dilfer.
There we go. Wow, goal line stand.
If you take too many of those, it's going to shorten your day.
You're right about that one, John.
That's something that, wow, that rarely ever happens for me. Mostly because you're right there on the goal line. They got Mike Allstott. Man, they should have just shoved it right in there.
There's a flag on the play.
Holding. Number 70. Offense.
Well, that works in our favor. Let's go ahead and shoot him back a little bit. See if we can't get the block. If you noticed, we do have options here for block right and block left, depending upon where the ball is placed. So for us, that offers the ability to shove McDaniel up there and usually to get Orlando Thomas into the gap as well, but I didn't have enough time to switch to him there. Okay, so our first kickoff return here, you can see what this looks like. Looks like David Palmer gets the ball. Do a little spin move to avoid everybody. Oh, and then get taken out because the block is disengaged. But a 29-yard
First and 10.
return. Something that's kind of easy to do is that little spin move. If you can get the defenders to all be going at you in one direction, sometimes all you got to do is just Okay, come over here, guys. Oh, nope, I'm going that way now.
Smith.
A little toss going in here. Oh, wrong way. Ugh.
Second and 9.
I guess I had my analog stick over center on that one, so I went the wrong way with the spin move. I'm going to try slot outs. Hopefully can get Glover underneath here. That'd be great. Or maybe Reed over there to the sideline.
Johnson.
Got it out to Smith, but he couldn't haul it in.
Third and 9.
I should have got rid of that one a little bit earlier. And let's try the... It's a good play to try out of this. Well, let's just do the QB woggle here. Better hurry up to the line.
Johnson.
Oh. Thought I would be able to get past that, but I guess not.
4th and 4.
I got 5 yards. I was kind of rushed on that play. I didn't feel quite settled, especially since the play clock was winding down before we even started it. Unfortunately for punting, we only really have the power and the angle.
1st and 10.
There are no options for, how high, how low, how angular.
Dilfer.
And don't ask me why the defenders come in when you audible. It doesn't make any sense to me.
2nd and 10.
Why they run from the outside all the way into the middle.
Dilfer.
Ooh, go and get it. Thought I could grab that. I guess not.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, he says. We'll go with the man lock defense. It's going to get Dwayne Rudd over here. Coming in.
Dilfer.
Yes. I got the bump on Dunn and then blocked the pass.
4th and 10.
So now we can punt and return sidelines. It's all too easy in this game to block passes. I mean, you just got to wait until the quarterback rears back, and then you just, okay, I'm going to jump now. Oh.
First and 10.
When talking about the differences in the rules, you'll notice there that the face mask was only a 5-yard penalty. And simply, that is because at this point in time, there used to be 2 penalties for face masking, intentional and unintentional.
Johnson.
Oh, I moved him. I moved him out of the way. That was my fault.
2nd and 10.
I should have had that catch, but I was worried about what John Lynch could do. At any rate, there used to be different penalty levels for face masking, and they ended up getting rid of that and just going for 1 level.
Johnson.
Damn, that was terrible.
3rd and 10.
He picked it off.
I am fucking this up. Why am I playing this bad? I'm like hitting the wrong button. I meant to hit a different button for a different receiver, but I just defaulted to where my thumb was on the controller. And then I didn't time the jump right or anything.
1st and 10.
Gave up the second interception in the whole game. Well, no, second for Brad Johnson. And gave them great field position. And how I did not get a sack right there, I don't know. That was pretty damn close.
2nd and 10. Dilfer. 3rd and 10. Dilfer. 4th and 10.
All right, we got a chance here to go ahead and block this guy. I'll switch to Ed McDaniel, put him here in this gap, and then get Orlando Thomas right here behind him, ready to go.
There's a flag on the play.
Wasn't quite enough.
Foul. Roughing the kicker.
Oh, no, that worked against me.
1st and 10.
Let's take a look at what happened, shall we? Go ahead and do an instant replay. We can view the current. And 96, so he said Jerry Ball, basically. Oh, how do I move around again? There we go. Somehow Jerry Ball got in here. Oh, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Knocked him down. Okay. We'll take it. That's our fault. You have probably noticed that, for the most part, unless I'm picking a blitzing linebacker, I stay as a lineman.
Looked like he just got in there unchallenged.
2nd down.
That is because if I call a play and the linebacker goes, say, in a zone coverage or something, I'm not that great at keeping up with that.
Dilfer. 3rd down.
I often find it difficult to, I don't know, try to remember where I'm supposed to go with that defender. We'll go to man zone 2 here. I'll just go normal here.
Dilfer. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
No way. No way. Oh, son of a bitch. That was not nice. That was not. He catches it off the tip. Gets a touchdown. One thing we can't do is any kind of a challenge that did not exist yet in the NFL.
Ball stop.
There, good, we got him. Short of the 2-point conversion. They had 6 plays, 30 yards, only 1 minute after that stupid interception. And we'll kick off and we'll do a return sideline. I don't know how he just takes him out, but he does.
1st and 10.
I mean, I suppose Moore is probably a bigger guy than Williams. Although you wouldn't be able to tell because in this game, They do have size of the players factored in, but they don't really, they all look the same size.
Johnson.
Come on, you. I used to get really pissed at this game when I was a kid.
2nd and 10.
For things like that. Wide open. I take control. I get the jump on the ball. Everything I think is good. No catch.
He really blasted that
Or
guy.
I'm running, and the linemen fall down in front of me. I should have kept following
3rd and 9.
in my zone. Or not zone.
About 5 minutes
Gap,
remaining
I
in the
should say.
half.
I'm going to try this middle split. I'm going to see if I can't pump fake it to Moss underneath and actually hit Reed over top. See what happens here.
Johnson.
Nope, just got to go to Moss, and it gets knocked down by Culpepper. Fuck you, Brad.
4th and 9.
And now I'm left to punt. So we have had a couple of touchdowns, a couple of interceptions, a couple of punts. This has been a pretty mixed game so far. I wish I could jump and then that made it so people couldn't tackle me. Like, are you kidding me?
1st and 10.
He's just hopping around, and so somehow my guys are bouncing off of him. Let's go ahead and try this crazy flash blitz. I want to see what kind of confusion I can get their offensive line.
Done.
I hit the dive button like 3 times as Edwards, and he didn't dive.
2nd and 5.
I have noticed whether controlling the runner or the defender, if you do your speed burst button,
Dilfer.
then they oftentimes will have a delay before any other action
3rd and
occurs.
5.
So if I hit a speed burst as a runner and then a spin move, I have to wait until the speed burst is done before I can do the spin move. It's kind of weird.
Dilfer.
Oh, good, he dropped it. Oh, good.
4th and 5.
4th and 5, we're going to get another punt. I tell you what, I tried playing a game on Madden difficulty the other day just to test it out, and it was nothing but punts at first, and then they blew the doors wide open on me, and I couldn't do anything.
1st and 10.
Like, the whole first quarter was 3 and outs for both teams, and then I lost it after that. Got the counter weak, ready to go here.
Smith.
Oh, no. Oh, if I would have got past that, I had a
Straight
wide
up the
open.
middle. Short gain.
They opened the hole for him, but I'll tell you, there was someone waiting right there on the other side.
Oh, fudge crackers. Now, we get the ball after half, so I'm kind of debating how much urgency I put into this. Maybe I'll try this play action. Make them think I'm running the clock down.
Johnson.
The plays develop so slowly in this game.
3rd and 9.
It's so hard. As I explained before, see right here, I got Carter has got a, what do they call that? A cutback route or an in route.
Johnson.
Shit!
About
I
3
moved
minutes
right
left
into him.
Until halftime.
Right into him.
Sacked him. Big loss on the play.
There's a
God.
missed block down there somewhere.
No, that was my fault. I thought I had room.
4th and 15.
Well, my point was Carter had a cutback route, and if I press it before he starts his cutback, then he doesn't cut back. He just goes for a streak. Uh-oh. Let's get the contain going there. If I throw it, if I wait for him to start his cutback, then it's like my throw is there
1st and 10.
super late, and it just doesn't, I don't know. It's difficult to time out. I'm going to go with a nice weak blitz here. See if I can't get some action going. Oh, if he would have caught that off the tip again, I would have been so mad. Good job, Edwards.
2nd and 10.
Go with the underman, too. We'll get some action on the front line.
Dilfer.
Oh, shoot. I could have maybe caught that. I wasn't.
3rd and 10.
I looked down the field already to see where it was going to go and to see, like, who I had to switch to, sort of a thing.
Dilfer.
I did not have a chance there. Bert Emanuel had the break.
1st and 10.
Let's go with...
2 minutes to go in the half.
We'll go with the zone blitz here.
Dilfer.
And there he's got another touchdown
Buccaneers.
off of the tipped pass. At least I do believe it was a tipped pass. Are they going to take a look? They are going to take a look. Let's see here what happens. Yep, tipped off of somebody's hat. And in for the touchdown. Not really much I could do. You saw there he did another... concentrating real quick. You saw there he did another speed burst, which completely negated my attempt to tackle him. Unfortunately, after this play, we will be on the 2-minute warning, so we don't get a chance to utilize the 2-minute warning instead of a touchdown. Or touchdown. What am I talking about? Instead of a timeout before we try for a touchdown on this drive.
First and 10.
Okay, 1st and 10 here. I'm going to try to open it up right away. See if I can't get something drastic going. This halfback fly has usually worked for me in the past. If I can make sure I get the blocking to get Smith right up the middle.
Johnson.
Otherwise, Moss coming back on that play usually works out as well. I could do a hurry-up offense, but
1st and 10.
I think we got enough time. I can just go ahead and select plays as long as I don't take too long on picking out which one I want. And I think I'll go for the quick hit. I'm going to try for Reed on the outside.
Johnson.
See there? I hit Reed before his break, so then
Just
he
over
didn't.
a minute remaining in the half. 1st and 10.
He didn't break to the outside at all, even though I hit the button long before, or not that long before he was to do his break. And that was a
That's the
terrible
4th time
play.
he's
I
been
should have
sacked today.
done something else. We're going to call a timeout. Get everybody refreshed. They went for a full-on, hey, let's knock down all your linemen kind of a play.
Timeout. Offense. 2 timeouts remaining.
And that's something about this game that always frustrated me. It's just a 4-man rush. Why are my guys falling down? I get it if the defender does a spin move or does something crazy.
Johnson.
But for the most part, that's not the issue. Come on. Let's do the hurry up. Come on. You got to be.
Big sack. 4th and 9.
4th down. 9 to go. We're on the 39-yard line. We're not going to be able to get a field goal at that distance, of course. Although the funny thing about this view angle is it does look like we'd be able to get it. And I don't get it over enough to get the coffin kick sort of a thing going. But that's okay. It is the end of the half. And we will roll into halftime behind by 1 point. We can sit here and take a look at our stats so far. We got the game stats we can view. 14 to 15. We have time of possession and first downs. We're pretty close on passing. We're beating the heck out of them on rushing. We have equal penalties, although just slightly more yards. Special teams are pretty close to the same. And our total yards, we're winning out on that. We don't have a lot of third down conversions. That's something I got to get better at. And turnovers, we have 2. They have 1. So I got to avoid forcing the ball, forcing the situation. We can look at our individual stats so far. I'm not doing so hot. 12 of 26, 46%. 190 yards, which is great, but it's, not ideal. Lucky for us, though, blocking passes is easy because he's 12 of 33 with 36%. If I take a look at rushing, Robert Smith has 11 attempts for 80 yards. It's 7.2 per rush average, And that's pretty good. We definitely got lucky on a few of those runs where we got a breakaway. If we take a look at theirs, is only 6 of 13. They don't even have All-Stat on here, so I don't know what the AI is doing. I do expect to see a lot more runs in the second half, but we'll see there. Receiving, Moss has 8 for 118 yards. Reed has 2. Glover has 1. Carter doesn't have any, but I bet you if I looked at drops, Carter has 4. Although they're not really his fault. It's just a timing issue. Tampa Bay, a little more spread out, a little more even there. Then you can look at defense if you want to. You can look at tackles, sacks. We got 3 of them. Interceptions, Corey Fuller has 1. If we look for them, they got a lot more tackles, a lot more sacks. 4 or 5 of them there, and 2 interceptions. Then we can take a look at kicking. Of course, I missed the long field goal. Punting, you can look at your yards and all that kind of stuff. Doing a little bit better than Barnhart. And your kick return, punt return statistics. So I pretty much looked at all I wanted to with the offense because that's where I'm really struggling. I think if the defense should be able to hold its own in the second half. You can look at user stats, which just kind of shows you, your records overall, but it doesn't, nothing shows up until we get a few games in. So I don't know why you'd want to look at that. If anybody was injured in the first half, we can look at that. We can view an instant replay. You can look at the scoring summary for both teams, which shows up like this. And you can look at the scoreboard from around the league. But I'm not going to do that because I want to wait and see if somehow not looking at it will make it show up better in the game. And what I mean by that is you'll notice from time to time in the corner, it'll tell me like a highlight from another game. And I really do enjoy that little feature. As we hop back into the game here, you can see we kicked off in the first half, so we receive here in the second half, which is good because we're down by 1 point. Unfortunately, I'm not playing all that great. I'm a lot rusty in the Madden world, in the football game. and especially in this classic, Madden NFL 99.
1st and 10.
So let's go ahead. I want to, once again, really attempt to establish a running game and keep it going, because that, I think, will help us out in passing. So we're going to do this nice little sweep to the right here. Looks like we got some room. And I could have done a juke move instead of a spin. And probably gotten away for more yardage than just 4. But now it's down to a 2nd and 6. We can take a look at some plays in the strong formation. We got this here halfback streak. And I want to show this to you because I want you to see what Carter is going to do off here to the left. And I don't even know if I'll be able to get it to him, but we'll see here. So Carter is supposed to cut back in. But I hit the pass button
3rd and 6.
before he made his break. So instead of cutting back, he simply continues to run the route. The amount that you lead a player in this game is really small. So that's what makes the difficulty.
He just got sacked for a 6th time. Boy, if he takes another one like that, he may be leaving on a stretcher.
I was going to say that's what makes the passing so difficult, is attempting to time out the throws.
4th down.
What makes it even more difficult, if we take a look, is a play like this, where the blocker just falls down, and despite the fact that I hit the button for the throw, the animation doesn't go, and therefore, instead of being a nice pass to Robert Smith out of the backfield, I get sacked for a 6th time. Now, I will fully admit when a sack is on me, when I didn't get rid of the ball in time, or I didn't do this. But that is one of the areas where this game will really try to screw you over, and that is having your lineman just plain fall down.
10.
It's like the defender doesn't even do a spin move or anything else. Your guy just basically dies.
False start. Number 73. Offense.
All right, that worked out in our favor. Let's see if we can get one of their best linemen to fall over. Considering he knocked over Randall McDaniel, who's a 99 overall in this game. A Hall of Fame lineman. And he knocked him over like he's nothing. Sucks. But there we go. Robert Griffith stops that for just a 3-yard gain. So now we're at 2nd and 12. Robert Griffith was he was a beast. He was a hard-hitting safety. I used to love watching him. He'd come out in like this full cage, even though he's a safety. He'd have this big full cage face mask, just like a lineman does. It's pretty intimidating. They got a pretty good rush off of me there. I couldn't quite slip the blocks. And so now we're looking at 3rd and 3. I might have to go for my gut blitz. This will get a couple guys up the middle, but it'll also cause some confusion by allowing those guys off the back. Never mind, I got to switch it up. I'm so glad they were able to snap the ball before my defender got back to his position. I should have kept it the way it was, I guess.
First down.
Damn it.
1st down.
I'll tell you, that was a great effort to get those last few inches.
Once again, I don't understand why when you call an audible, those two outside corners come walking into each other and then back out. It's so strange and unnecessary.
All stop. Second and 7.
See, that time I called one of those crazy blitz plays trying to get some confusion on the front line. I think it kind of worked. He only got 3 yards. Now I got another crazy blitz play called.
You know, Bertie Manuel is one of the most underrated players in football today. In college, he wasn't even a wide receiver. He was a quarterback.
First and 10.
Thought I had it. I should just leave it and see what the coach calls. Because if you don't pick a play, it does just pick something. And I don't know if it defaults to like what's in your audibles, if it defaults to what screen you're looking at.
Second and 6.
Let's try it out. I'm going to click on the 3-4, and I'm going to click on all the crazy blitz plays. And once they pick a play, you get 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Which that timer goes faster when you're playing Madden difficulty for some reason. Oh, lucky for us, John Randall came back to it.
Third and 3.
And so there you have it. It just kind of calls whatever play it wants to, apparently. For a 3rd and 3, I'm going to go with this crazy crash blitz once again, trying to mix it up on the defensive front. No way. No fucking way.
200 yards passing.
Oh my. Damn. I so thought I had that with Fuller. I so thought I was going to get in there and get at least the knockdown. See, this is when I start doing really bad, and I just kind of get mad, and I don't say anything. Like, I'm at a loss for words right now. When I was a kid, this is when I would have just
First and 10.
got pissed and quit the game. But now that I'm a little, now that I'm older, a little wiser, I mean, I know that. Let's do a split belly, but let's switch it up. Let's do that. I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit more mature. I know that I can come back from this. I know that I can get pissed off about that too. God, that bugs me.
Second and 10.
Like, why? Why does my offensive lineman just plain fall down? And totally let that defender come at me.
Smith. To the outside that time, but no place to go.
Now that is what you call containment. Once the defense realized it wasn't going to be a pass, they just swarmed over and closed off that whole side of the field.
All right, so I'm having some difficulty establishing the run. We got 3rd and 8 going here. I got Smith staying in the backfield. Moss is going to the outside. Carter's cutting across the middle. And then Reed is going.
Down he goes. Couldn't get rid of it in time.
I wish he would just throw it instead of getting hit. But once again, Jeff Cruz, all 4 of them. 4 of them all just fucking fall down.
4th and long.
How am I supposed to play? Run a play, I should say. How am I supposed to run a play if everybody on the offensive line and all my blockers are just going to fall?
First and 10.
All right, we have to make a good defensive stand. I don't need them scoring again, that's for sure. And that was not a good play to make. I was a little bit delayed there on pressing the button.
1st and 10.
And so instead of knocking down the pass, I basically let him have it. I'm going to try this weak blitz on them here.
Dilfer. Second and 4.
Going to go for a crash right.
Done. Third and 4.
I think I will stick with the man lock, and then if I have to, which I don't think I do, I could have opted out of that into a different play.
Dilfer.
Oh, thank you, Moore, for dropping that. Woohoo.
4th and 4.
4th and 4. I'm pretty sure they were on that side of the field. Ah, no, they're kind of in the middle. All right, let's try this again. We'll put McDaniel there, and I'll come up here.
There's a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Number 96.
Maybe I should turn that one back down. So I basically said in the beginning, when I was looking at all the settings, that roughing the kicker never gets called. Like, it's such a rare occurrence in this game. And maybe I should amp it up.
Dilfer.
Well, now it's been called twice on me. Twice on Jerry Ball, probably because of the way I just ran that play with loading up the offensive line like that. But still, it's frustrating. Haha, Diaz.
False start. Number 64, offense.
Let's go for under smoke. Let's just get him the full-on blitz feel here.
Hallstein.
Go with man lock once again. Actually audibled back to a man coverage without the blitz in there. I did not want Moore to be going free. And now they're back at the field goal block attempt. Let's see if we can't not knock down the kicker.
Flag on the play.
Don't you dare. Oh, holding. Good. I like
You know,
holding.
the truth is that holding happens on almost every single play. It's really just a question of how much the refs are willing to tolerate.
All right, let's try it again. We'll put Ed McDaniel in that gap, and I'll come over here to this gap this time. It didn't quite work, but sometimes, just sometimes, that creates enough pressure that the kicker will shank it right or left. Go return to the sideline again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. First injury of the day. Palmer looks like he's down, favoring his ankle.
1st and 10.
Now 5:52 left in the third quarter. We are down by 11 points, but I still want to shove the ball up their throat at some point, or at least try to.
2nd and 9.
Second and 9 situation. I'm going with the flanker streak. We can get Moss cuts to the inside, or else we can probably get Reed to the outside. I might pump fake it over here to Glover to get him off of Reed. What the shit?
Big sack.
Hey, you got to get that guy blocked.
That's like the 20th sack today. And it's all because Christie just falls over. Smith misses the block.
3rd down.
Halfback screen. Let's see how this goes. Smith is number 5, it looks like. And it looks like he was covered. That's not what a screen is supposed to look like.
4th down.
I am literally on the verge of wanting to just restart this, but I'm going to power through. I am so far from frustrated right now. It's not even funny.
First and 10.
And once again on defense, I don't feel like I can do anything else besides a nice little man lock.
All stop.
I really wish Randall would actually do a swim move
Right up
off
the
of
middle.
his guy.
Short gain.
Once he got there, he had no place to go.
Go with a nice pinch defense here. I think they're going to run it, try to run the clock down on me a little bit. Which is fine if I keep cutting them off on these short losses.
Turned outside, got just beyond the line of scrimmage. Dilfer.
Yeah, run the play while my cornerbacks are in the middle because I had to audible and they decide to
4th and 7.
go slap hands or something. This is not the guy I want returning kicks, but because of the injury, they switched it to him. Doesn't really matter, though, because he doesn't get one.
First and 10.
Just to be sure, we better check, first of all, the injury report. And it looks like he is just going to be out for a quarter. So what that means is at the end of the 3rd quarter, when the 4th quarter starts, he comes back in. Let's go ahead with a toss sweep to the right. I want to see if I can't. Oh, never mind. That's not going to happen because they're all going to break up there. We'll go to the left on this play. And I didn't really have a chance to turn back around.
Goes for the outside, but not much there.
The defense saw that one coming and just shut it down.
We'll go with the halfback toss pass. See how this goes.
Smith.
Wow. Nope. That shows his accuracy.
3rd and 8.
Trying something fancy because I'm feeling like I'm lost here. Feeling like everything else I try just gets crushed. Fucking throw it. I hit the button. I hit the button. He didn't throw it.
Big
Oh.
loss on the play. 4th and 15.
This is fucking stupid.
First and 10. Second and 10. Dilfer.
See, it is way too easy to knock down passes in this game.
Third and 10.
You just got to be the correct defensive lineman and then hit the button at the right time. Just get that timing down on there.
Dilfer.
Oh, you... Ah! That's like the umpteenth pass they've caught off of a damn
First
tip.
and 10.
It's really starting to get at me.
Dilfer.
I can't even get a pass off. And they can catch passes off of a tip all day long. It's just like, okay, thanks.
Dilfer.
There we go. Getting a good stop here once again on defense. However, my offense is struggling. Big time. Go with the man defense here. Gonna stick with Jerry Ball on the defensive line.
Interception.
There we go. Exactly what we needed. Jimmy Hitchcock for the save. I am pumped up now. Way to go, Jimmy. That wasn't even me switching to him. He got the interception off of the tipped pass. And now we are on our way to possibly getting a damn touchdown. I'm going to go with the halfback curl play. We got Smith is going to go around the outside there. Might also have an option on Jake Reed there.
Johnson.
And of course, once again, I don't get a fucking chance because my lineman falls down.
Second and 10.
I'm going to start in the shotgun. Just run plays in the shotgun all day long. I'm going to look at short attack over here on the right-hand side. Got Carter and Moss both coming across into the middle. Glover goes to the outside, and Reed goes straight up that sideline. But the biggest thing of all is Smith stays in the backfield for us.
Johnson.
The deep passes are so hard.
Third and 10.
I'm going to go back to the shotgun plays. And this time I'll try the flanker go. I'm 12 of 30. That's like how bad I'm doing right now in the passing game. How do you... He's running his route.
Fourth and 10.
And then he just stops. Like, his route should have taken him past two of those defenders. But he just goes and stops. And then, because of the way the passing works, that's right where Johnson throws it, is to where he stops. the zone for leading a player on a pass play is very, very small.
1st and 10.
And it's so awkward in this game. Going back to it after all these years, it is so frustrating because, as you noticed, I keep thinking that, oh, he's going to run another couple yards. But instead, they stop.
2nd and 10.
Or I think, oh, he's there. Johnson's going to throw the ball over there. But instead, Johnson just throws it. Kind of throws it where he thinks it should be, and that's not where it should go.
Done.
There we go. Dwayne Edwards getting him on the sideline. On the sideline, I should say, out of the pocket.
3rd down.
A 3rd down here for him. I think if I go just a man coverage once again. See if they even snap it before the half or before the quarter ends. Yep.
Dilfer.
Oh, good thing. Good thing they did because we get the quarter. Nope, maybe not. I thought we were going to be given a lot more time there, but I don't know if it'll matter. I don't know if I can get anything going here. I'm going to try. I didn't switch that up yet, so Morrow is still our kick returner, punt returner right now.
First and 10.
I'm going to go from the shotgun here. And once again, I'm going to try the short attack. Kind of hoping I can get Glover going towards that sideline, but
Johnson.
there we go.
He's over 200 yards passing today. That was
Somehow
right on the
dropped
mark.
it into there.
First and 10.
We're going to go back to the shotgun because I don't want to get sacked for another damn time. And this time I'm going to go with the flanker go. As you can see, Glover goes right up the middle there. Moss goes to the outside.
There's a flag on the play.
Number 77, offense. That penalty is declined.
And even
Second
with
down.
all that, I still get sacked. So I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go deep post. I'm going to try to hit Carter along the outside.
Johnson.
Instead, I kind of have to switch it up and do the play myself.
What a great pass by the quarterback.
Now that is precision passing.
Let's switch to my go-to here.
Johnson.
Moss was open. I should have switched to him and taken the pass myself. That just... oh, that was bad. Got a 4th and 1. I didn't realize that. Well, let's go with fullback dive. Come on, Evans, get this. He got it. No. Are you...
First and 10.
was that was a loss? Well, this isn't a day before challenges, so I can't challenge it. Gotta go with what it is.
Second and 10.
There's going to be a lot of run plays taking place now. As they're going to try to run the clock down on me.
Done.
There we go.
Third and 15.
We'll go with the man lock once again. Although it looks like they got more on that side of the play, so...
Dilfer.
Oh, what a pick.
my defense is doing it all today. Griffith with the interception. Great interception. Did I even switch to him before he caught that? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. That was me. I did that.
1st and 10.
I'm going to do a halfback lead toss to the left, see if I can't get outside anywhere. Doesn't look like it's going to go, so I'm going to audible to my toss to the left anyways. And I get run right into Nickerson for just a short gain.
2nd and 8.
I'm really hoping to break something here, so I'm trying. Let me try my toss sweep to the right. See if I can't get outside the tackles or something. Really break out here. There we go. Got a little bit extra with the spin move that didn't go the right direction, but got me a little further ahead. We're on a 3rd and 2. Try this off tackle to the weak side. And that's not going to do anything because blocking once again.
4th and 4.
Like, yes, it was probably an ill-advised play, but still, the blocking. Oh, my gosh. Not going to make that field goal. I kicked it too short.
Why'd they try and kick a field goal here for? That just gave the other guys good field position.
Dilfer.
Oh, he got blown up on that one.
Second and 5.
This game started off so well and has ended so poorly.
Dilfer. Third and 5.
But what did I say about the Vikings in general? They could be up they could be up by 40 at halftime and still lose a game, so
Dilfer.
there we go.
That's the 4th time he's been sacked today.
Only 4?
Down he goes. Couldn't get rid of it in time. 4th down.
Brad Johnson's been sacked like 20 fucking times. I can't get a pass off at all. All right, we got Morrow deep. Oh. Thought I could avoid the tackle a little bit there, but got me anyways. 15 yards, not bad.
1st and 10.
1st and 10 coming up. I'm going to try. No, the quick screen never works. Let's try middle split. This is where Moss comes across the middle. Carter goes down the sideline, or we got Smith there as well.
Johnson.
And actually, we got Evans over here.
Knocked flat on his back.
Trying to get myself to the outside so I could get out of bounds and at least save some
2nd
time.
and 3.
We're on a 2nd and 3. I'm going to go with the shotgun play. That nice little short attack, maybe. Let's try wide receiver flare because Carter goes just to the outside, and I want to finally get a fucking pass to him.
Johnson.
There we go. Finally. Had to do a bit of a rollout,
1st and 10.
but I got there. Next, we'll try a QB woggle. Oh, he's caught 2 passes now.
Johnson.
Ooh. Taken out right as he catches it. Just 3 yards.
2nd and 7.
Let's try wide receiver hook. Depending on the play, we might be able to get Reed out there on the outside. Ah, he had it in his hands.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. Let's get a go-to going here. Shotgun. Do the halfback deep. I'm looking for Carter. Or, sorry, I'm looking for Moss. But if he looks occupied, I'm going to Smith. And that doesn't matter because McDaniel's going to jump.
False start. Number 64, offense.
So now I got to pick a new play, which is probably going to be the same play. I feel like these plays are just limited in their scope. And I can't, what am I supposed to do?
4th down.
He catches the fucking ball. It's like, how much more am I supposed to put on here?
First and 10.
So I had some good movement up the field that time, but I just couldn't continue, couldn't capitalize.
Dilfer. Second and 4. Dilfer. Interception.
Once again, Corey Fuller picking it up big. 3 interceptions for the defense today. And I will have to try to capitalize with my
First and 10.
stifled offense. I'm going to go with a quick slant. Over to Moss. Would have been great if Moss hadn't have been interfered with that whole damn time.
Second and 10.
All right, well, let's try something else. I'm going to go with a halfback crash. We are, I think we're in the red zone. So I might as well try a little bit of a push with the running game. Just 3 yards, unfortunately.
3rd and 7.
And we're on 3rd and 7. So let me try the short attack once again. Got Glover moving to the outside on this one.
Johnson.
Fucking A! It was... Ah!
4th and 7.
I feel like I got to go for it. I know it's 4th and 7, but I feel like it's do or die, really.
Johnson.
And he just drops it? Are you kidding me? This is Randy fucking Moss.
1st and 10. Done.
I haven't been able to capitalize on anything good my defense has done here in the second half. And we are
Second and
looking
8.
at 8 minutes left. We're down by 11 points. And they keep calling the same, like, switch. I guess when they're on the right-hand side, they like to put that tight end on the left.
Dilfer.
Jimmy Hitchcock was nowhere in position to try to intercept it, but I did anyways. I did
1st and
try.
10.
We're going to have 7.5 minutes left.
Dilfer. Interception. Interception.
Intercepted again by Griffith. This time I'm going to oh, I thought I could take it all the way.
Interception in the game. I'd say it's time to take him out.
Instead, I get tripped up by the defensive lineman. Or offensive lineman, excuse me. I can't talk anymore.
1st and 10.
I am so frustrated with this whole game that I'm losing the ability to create sentences.
Johnson.
I kind of figured the quick blitz was going to be coming.
2nd and 6.
So I decided to make sure I could call something to get out of there in time.
Johnson.
And look at that. So easy to get the passes knocked down in this game. Just ridiculous.
3rd and 6.
We're sitting at a 3rd and 6 here, so let's go for something that's worked before, and that's the short attack. See if we can't catch Glover over there on the outside, or we got Carter and Moss both coming over from the left. Glover it is if he catches this.
But he couldn't bring it in.
And once again, we dropped the ball. 4th and 6. We're on the 22-yard line. We're down by 11. I don't know. I'm just going to kick a field goal. I'm tired of giving the ball back.
He made it. What a kick.
Now that's the way you're supposed to kick it.
So I just needed to get some good points in there. You see, you have a very short window as to kicking it at your maximum power. And it is just, oh, you got to get that timing down. It's so hard. We're going to go with some crazy blitzes here in the 3-4 defense. This time I called stud, which is a blitz from the outside. I'm going to move the cornerbacks around a little bit. And it looks like Orlando Thomas is going to knock the pass down for us there.
2nd and 10.
Lucky us that time. They did not get a damn catch off the tip like they have before. This time I'm going to go with strong 3. One guy's going to come in on the blitzing route. Everybody else kind of backs off. Looks like they might call a run play here. Yep. Lucky for us, when they call a run play, the linebackers often do recognize it and step up. If I go with the dime here, we can go with a man zone. And we knocked down the pass, so we might have a chance here today yet.
4th down.
Get a good punt return. Looks like Morrow is still our return man. I should have switched that up. Probably could have got somebody faster in there. And it looks like I get knocked off course. Back a little bit. For just a 10-yard gain.
1st and 10.
I go with the quick hit here. Kind of hoping that Reed can get open over there on the sideline. Looks like I'm going to go to Smith, who's going to be able to break away down the sideline for a long gain. Got lucky on that spin move. 16 yards.
1st and 10.
Now we're in business. I'm going to go with the shotgun play. Probably do this double flares. Actually, let's do a wide receiver flare. I'm going to roll to the left to see if I can't get a little more of a direct angle on Carter.
Johnson.
Never mind. Ah! I'm so tired.
2nd and 10.
So tired of the dropped passes. That shouldn't happen. We'll go with the middle split here. Moss comes across the middle. Carter does an in route over there, or Smith. Underneath to Smith once again. Gonna break around him there. Get another few yards. I'm having luck with that underneath route. They keep thinking I'm gonna go deep down the sideline, and I'm breaking them underneath on them. We're gonna go with the 3 wide receiver set on the strong, and I'm gonna go with the deep cross. This is to the right. Moss and Reed will cross over each other, and I think if I play this right, I can usually get Reed right there, baby.
300 yards passing.
It's been a long time since I've been able to do that. Wow.
What a throw.
Just, yes. Yes. It's been so long since I've been able to pull that off with that play. I almost get taken out by Sapp. Once again, it looks like my lineman falls over. But I somehow get the play. We are down by 2 points, so I need something to get in here. How can I get in? Do I think I can do an FB dive? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try the fullback dive here. And he doesn't quite get there. So now instead of being down by 1, we are down by 2. I thought I had it with that. And I dove before he hit me, but I guess the button didn't want it. And with 5:20 left in the fourth quarter, down by 2, we are set to kick off. So far, our defense has proven very formidable in the second half.
1st and 10.
Let's take a look at what kind of havoc we can wreak. 5:08 left in the half, in the game, I should say. They only do that weird little in thing when you're switching between. Uh-oh.
2nd down.
When you're switching between the different formations, that's when those defensive backs decide they're going to come crossing over and talk to each other. Oh, that was, woo.
3rd down.
I don't know if I'd even say that play was broken up by him. I'd just say that he messed up. And I almost moved Fuller out of position for that one. Anthony almost got a free shot at catching it. It is now 4th down. 4:57 left to play. Morrow's been good so far on the return, so I just decided to not mess with it, keep him in there. It looks like we will be able to have the ref run into us.
1st and 10.
Just a gain of 9 yards there. Going to go with the middle split here. Looking hopefully for Moss crossing across the middle, but looks like I'm going to catch Evans here on the outside, who's going to get caught up right away. But that is a gain of 2 yards.
2nd and 8.
I'm going to go with the slot streak. Moss goes flying straight ahead. And off of that, I am going to run a no huddle. I'm going to break it into my go-to play. And somehow I get a touchdown. Woo!
What a throw.
He's really on fire now.
You see, this is what happens when you finally just say, F it, I don't care, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do the best that I can. Just let it fly. Getting a little bit better at the timing. As you can see, there was a defender in Brad Johnson's face, but I was able to get rid of it this time before he even showed up. And there we are, ahead by 5. Because they had a 2-point conversion, and I missed a 2-point conversion. Or they missed, I don't remember. I missed one, I know that. And they missed a couple of them. Going to go with the double cross on the kickoff, see what that looks like.
First and 10.
Now this time they are technically, I mean, yes, they're on offense, but they're on the offensive. They have to catch up to me, so he's going to start with a run for some reason. Even though they're the ones that are down.
Second and 7.
I'm going to keep calling this 3-4 man under. I want to keep everything pretty close in front of me.
Flag on the play.
Holding. Number 70. Offense.
We'll go ahead
Sometimes
and
you just gotta
accept
let the
that.
guys play the game.
And now because of that, I'm going to call this man zone play here. So we can get John Randall back onto the field. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This
Shit.
is a penalty that'll kill you because the offense not only gets the yardage, but it's also an automatic first down.
That was most likely due to the fact that I switched to that defender. Oh, I couldn't tell where it was going to come down.
Second and 10.
I think if I had not switched to that defender, then there would have been a much better chance that the play was not a pass interference.
Dilfer. Third and 10.
Got a lot of knockdown passes here today, which is definitely good for us. Third and 10, I'm going to go with
Dilfer.
Oh, he made it. 4 defenders, and he makes the
What a great
catch.
pass by the quarterback.
I'll tell you something. You can't throw it any better than that.
I'm going to call a dime press here. I want to get a little bit of a push on him. Diaz looks like he's going to jump.
False start. Number 64. Offense.
Something that's a little more difficult in this game is this view doesn't offer you the ability to see just how many wide receivers are on the
Well, if he
outside.
takes another one like that, he may be leaving on a stretcher.
That was a weird audio thing that happened just there. I don't know if that will come through in the recording, but I certainly heard it in my ears. Go with the cover 3 strong here. See if we can't get some mix up in the line again. There we go. And that will probably be the game. Who caused this? Well, you bad man. You caused him to fumble.
1st and 10.
Go with the toss weak. Just to get him to the outside.
Smith.
Trying to stay
He
in
just
bounds.
hit 100 yards rushing on the day.
I know the 2-minute warning is up, but I was still practicing.
2nd and 5.
Let's just do a straight halfback dive. Lead is a little more difficult because your guy goes off to the side and then out. He's still engaged on the block even though the guy's on the ground? Weird.
3rd and 1.
This is so strange. What do we got here? Should I do a rollout? Nope, they call a timeout.
2 timeouts remaining.
I'm going to go with that halfback dive once again. Looks like we got the 1 yard we needed. 2 even.
Timeout. Called by the defense. 1 timeout remaining.
Is there a play action in the shotgun plays? I don't think there is. There's a halfback sweep and stuff like that. And once again, we'll just shove it right up the middle, go with the halfback dive. And I know Smith isn't the power runner, but they only had 1 timeout.
Short gain on that one. 2nd and 7.
We'll do a halfback counter this time. Hopefully get them to go one way and then the other. Oh, I should have kept going to the left.
Not much there for him, John.
The offensive line gave him a little room, but not much.
I thought I saw enough of a break up the middle, but it just wasn't there like I thought. Go with the strong toss. Probably don't even have to. Oh, they do call a timeout.
That's their final timeout.
Robert Smith gets player of the game. 24 carries, 112 yards, 5 catches for 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. We are on a 3rd down play, but they called that, so we can just... Actually, no, wait. Special. Clock. QB kneel. And there you have it. That's the game. Somehow, we pulled it off with a few lucky passes. If I wanted to be a dick, I could... Oh, I'm going to do it.
Timeout. Offense. 2 timeouts remaining.
Sorry. I wouldn't do this if I was playing against somebody, you know, another person, because this is just a jerk thing to do. But Gary Anderson needs the confidence booster.
There's the final gun. For James Brown, John Madden, and all the folks at EA Sports, this is Pat Summerall saying goodbye for now.
Now, when we get done here, it does bring us back out to a post-game analysis screen where you can look at the injury report. And unfortunately, it looks like Alexander, he will be back for the next game because that one quarter that usually clears off after the game, I think. You can look at your instant replay. You can take a look at the scoring summary that we had the whole time here. It looks pretty terrible on my part. I couldn't score anything again until the fourth quarter. We can take a look at the game stats, which overall we won, had better time of possession, 3 more first downs than they did, a little bit more passing yards, a lot better rushing yards. Total offense, we crushed them in that regard. We had 6 penalties, they had 8. We were both really close on special teams yards. Third downs, we were terrible, 4th of 22. Fourth downs, I was 0 for 2. And 2-point attempts, I was 0 for 1. I had 2 turnovers, but those lucky for us came in the first half. And the only trouble I really had in the second half was just dropped passes and not interceptions. Meanwhile, we were able to snag, I think, 5 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery off of them. Week number 2, and we can scroll through and take a look at all that stuff. We are at the Rams in week 2, and if we go back, we can take a look at the scores from around the league, just who beat who. In our division, it looks like the Packers beat the Lions, the Bears were beat by the Jaguars, and so that's all that really matters. We beat the Buccaneers. Funny thing, the Buccaneers used to be in the NFC North. I know, younger people might be like, what? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but they used to be in the NFC North, which actually was kind of exciting. I liked the fact that they were in our division. They were a fun little rival to have, I think. If we go back, we can look now at team standings, and we see our division standings. You can look at the AFC, NFC, or the entire NFL as a whole. This, of course, gets more interesting once we get a few games in. But you can see the Packers and the Vikings, we're both at the top. Bears, Buccaneers, and Lions are down there at the bottom with a 1 loss each. We can look at statistics. We can look at the individual stats, the team stats, or the team rankings. So if I go through the individual stats real quick, we can look just at ourselves, or we can look at the entire NFL. So for passing, it looks like Mark Brunell had the best quarterback rating at 147.3. Cordell Stewart down there 123.8. And John Elway, we had 66.7. So not all that great. We can switch through passes completed. We had the most at 24. Passes attempted, that goes to Dilfer at 64. Percentage, though, is Brunell at 77%. Not bad. Yards, we had the most there, 369. Passing average, Brunell at 10.5. That's pretty good. Our average was a little bit lower. I had to get those short routes, those passes to Smith and stuff. I realized about a little way through the game that, I'm trying the run and I'm trying the pass, but I'm like deep passing it every single time. I got to finally cut underneath. TDs does go to Dilfer at 3, although Cannell, whoever the hell that is, I have no idea who this guy is. Wow. He also has 3 TDs. I don't know who that guy is. Can't think of it. Interceptions, that goes to Dilfer with 5. Time sacked, we got just crushed. Hopefully we can make up for that in future games, learning to get rid of the ball quicker, moving outside the pocket, that sort of thing. And then if we'd go to rushing, it looks like Jerome Bettis, the bus, had 32 rush attempts. Ricky Waters had 28. Robert Smith, 24. Eddie George, 23. Yards goes to Eddie George at 171, then Jerome Bettis at 150. Those two guys are far and above everybody else. Average, Carter, I can't remember his first name, if it's Chris or Kevin, or something else altogether, had an 8.2 yard average. TDs, Garrison Hurst had 2. I had 2 as Robert Smith. Fumbles, Lewis had 3. Usually fumbles comes down to the quarterbacks. Usually it's the quarterbacks that have the most. Now receiving, looks like Ike Hilliard had 9 receptions along with Randy Moss. Emmett Smith had 8. Jerry Rice had 8. Curtis Enos had 8. Tony Brown had 8. And Jackson had 8 as well. Reception yards, Moss wins out with 144. Tony Mathis had 135. Michael Irving 128. Average goes to Jake Reed at 27.3 yards per catch. Like, how crazy is that? We just kept lofting it to him. And so long as he held on, he got it. Reception touchdowns. Is this my Robert Smith? Oh, no, different. That's a Denver Smith. They really need some way to break that up. Run after catch yards goes to Curtis Martin at 15.8. Dorsey Levens at 17.2. Run after catch average goes to Dorsey Levens. Drops. Chris Carter had 5. Moss had 4. Andrew Glover had 2. Or Anthony Glover. I keep saying Andrew. Actually, I don't remember who it is. I'm going to have to go back and watch some highlights, see which one, Andrew or Anthony. Yeah, I had a lot of drops. That was really ticking me off there in the second half. I mean, sometimes they were just bad timing on the jump, and so therefore the drop would happen because the ball just hit off my hands or something, but a lot of those times was because I got hit, and it's like he catches the ball, gets hit, drops it. It's like, okay, there's nothing I can really do to protect that. When we take a look at defense, Rodgers had 16 tackles. Wow. That's a lot. Those top guys had tackles in the teens. Sacks goes to Warren Sapp with 4, Brad Culpepper with 3. John Randall got 3 also, so that's good. But you could see Upshaw got 3, and I thought Brooking was also on their team. I can't remember now. Let's see, who does Brooking play for? Nope, that's Atlanta, New York. So the top 3 were all against me. How do you think that makes me feel? Interceptions, Knight had 3, White had 2, Fuller had 2, Griffith had 2. Well, that's where I really shined in that game. Knockdowns, you can see Ahana2 and Culpepper are up there with also 2 knockdowns. And even Rondé Barber got in the game, knocking me down in the backfield. Hurries had quite a few with Jerry Ball, apparently, and Dwayne Rudd, which is pretty good for us. Fumbles caused, Fields has the top there. Fumbles recovered, I don't even care. And we're back to tackles. If we take a look at kicking, this is where, like I said, it just, you'll see some differences on the field goals, but you won't see any on the extra points. So made goes to Brian. Attempted goes to Anderson for some reason, even though they attempted the same amount. Percentage, Jason Elam. When you look at field goals blocked, Nedney did get 1 blocked. Extra points made is Peterson with 4. And you'll see all the way down the list that there's nobody. If I go all the way down here, click, 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 click. Did anybody? Longwell missed 1, and Wilkins didn't even attempt any. Longwell did get 1 blocked. That's it. If we take a look at punting, Barnhart and Berger, we both had 11. That was just abysmal in that second half when we couldn't get anything done, either us or them. It was just a stalemate. I have the most yards, but I do not have the average by a long shot. That goes to that wild-haired guy. Punts inside the 20. Punts blocked. None so far. If we look at kick returns, Palmer had 5 for 117 yards. Return yards, I had 117. That ties for the top. And the average, though, is not that good for me, so I'm down there a little bit further. 0 TDs so far across the league. And if we look at punt returns, Palmer had 5 for 47. Didn't have any of the averages. 2 TDs in the league so far. So now if we break out of that, we can go and take a look at... Actually, let's take a look at team rankings. So far in total yards, we rank first. Total offense, second. Passing, first. Passing average, 22nd. Rushing, we're 14th. 13th. Total defense, we're 14th. Defensive passing, 28th. Rush defense, we're first. They barely had anything on us. Giveaways, we are 20th. But takeaways, we're second in the league. Third downs, we are second. Conversions, 22nd. Percentage, 27th. We're getting down there even further. Yeah, fourth down conversions don't really matter. I mean, we only tried 2. And we are down there for 2-point attempts. If we take a look at our player awards, oh, look at that. Both Vikings players get offensive and defensive honors for the week. Robert Smith, 24 carries for 112 yards, 5 catches for 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Robert Griffith, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions. A hell of a strong play from him. Both of those guys this week. I'm happy about that. That's kind of nice. If we take a look at our injury report, we do not have any anymore. Now, this is one of the weird features that I find kind of goofy about this game, and it kind of happens in other games too. In all the other categories, you can look at NFC, AFC, NFL, etc. But here you have to look at the individual teams. I don't understand why there isn't an option for just the NFL. It looks like Heck is out for a week. No injuries on any of those teams. Swan has a hip pointer, is out for a week. Gerback, strained bicep, 1 week. I usually try to go and take a look at my upcoming opponent. So that's going to be the Rams. See if they have anybody. Greg Wistrom, leg sprain, 1 week. So he will not be in against us in the next game. We can also take a look at the league news, as which there is none. This is when a team signs or releases or trades a player. It shows up in the league news. And then our coach rating. Congratulations on winning last week's game. You can see here we are 1-0, 100%, 33 for our points and all that stuff. Biggest win margin, 8. Those are the only things that have changed so far. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, that is Madden NFL 99 in a nutshell. I played like garbage. I somehow ended up winning the game. And I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. About midway through that third quarter, into the fourth quarter, I was just feeling like I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to quit the game. I was really mad, especially at all the dropped passes. I was really just getting frustrated that my guys wouldn't hold on to the ball, couldn't take a hit. But something happened. We got a spark there. Our defense got in good position, got some interceptions, gave us a better chance to win the game, and we did. And sitting here as an adult, I can tell you that felt pretty damn good. As a 5th grader playing this game, I'm pretty sure I got yelled at by my parents for swearing and getting mad and maybe throwing a controller or 2 and quitting the game and restarting the game and all that kind of stuff. I just got to say, it's a lot of fun to go back to these games after so many years to see why they were so difficult or what was such a pain in the ass about them. If you liked this episode, if you like seeing this old game, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. If you think I suck, which I know I suck, go ahead. Whatever, comment. I don't care. Troll me. Whoop-de-doo. I know I'm bad. You don't have to point it out. And like I said, if you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit it. We did start a franchise, so if in the future I feel like playing this again on a miscellaneous Monday or something, I might just do that. Just a fair warning to you. I might throw it out there again. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a fantastic Throwback Thursday.